our regional coverage of the Northern Marianas, reporting what you need to know, asking the hard questions, and sharing your voice, your view on the issues that matter in good times and in challenging ones and in changing times. KUAM CNMI, keeping our community at the center because we are better together. The founders of KUAM had a vision to be a source of information and entertainment for our region. Our inaugural slogan, Voice of the Marianas, is something that still resonates today through our dedicated coverage of CNMI news and community information on television and our digital platforms. We are proud to be your Voice of the Marianas, and thank you for turning to us to keep you informed. KUAM, a legacy of local, a legacy of firsts for 70 years. On Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda, our regional coverage.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you guys for coming over, and we want to share this information or this interception to the community, especially the community, because I know they are so concerned with what's going out there, especially with the crystal meth on the islands. I also want to thank my law enforcement partners, great partners. I'm so happy, that we're reigniting again the relationships that we have, the partnerships. This is only the beginning, and this is the testament that we, as law enforcement, must and should work together. Works both ways. The end result is a safe community. So. Thank you, Commissioner Torres and Commissioner Torres. Okay, so on May 14 at 2004, about 11 a.m. up at the cargo, the customs were conducting a routine search of packages that came in. Were coming in from the cargo. In this particular case, by UPS, the courier. So during the inspection, the officer came about on the brown box that came in, and further inspection, I think he went through this. It's a different feeling, so when he opened it, he's discovered some crystal meth inside here. Opened up the vitamin bottles and containing the capsules. And what they did was when he opened it, whoever the shipper, inserted crystal meth in this. Can you imagine? Look at all of this, and they had that time to insert all of it with crystal meth. Right in front of us is the packages, the crystal meth package that were intercepted, and the total weight for this is 2.9 pounds. Estimated street value at 150 or 160 is about 300,000, more or less. Hi, Chris.
Hey, sorry, I'm sitting in the main office.
Oh, dang. Okay, so again, $300,000, 2.9 pounds of crystal meth did not go on the street. Case is still semi-ongoing. I hate to, we try to protect our borders as much as possible, that's for sure. Again, now with the rebirth of the task force, the working relationships with the other law enforcement, DPS and DOC, Defense, the federal partners, HSI, DEA, and yes, these are the partners that help us with this, in pursuing this. We have the DPS and the ETF, Department of Corrections, HSI, the feds, HSI, and DEA. We combine all of our officers to for this case. So we do have a great partnership, and that's what we're going to pursue now is working more together and protect not only the borders but CNMI wise. So again, the total street value is 300,000. You cannot see that the price of the gram has gone down because they get discounts, or gone down because there's so many tuna out there. Either way, we already met with the commissioners here that we're gonna try to group together and let's look at the gaps at the ports or inland, the task force itself, what's going on, and address those, and restart the program on war on ice. This is not just the law enforcement. This is not at the borders. Like Customs can do it by ourselves. And I'm sure even inland with DPS and DOC, we need to work together. And if we all work together, then of course the result is, stopping this crazy and dangerous drugs from reaching the community. I'm gonna leave now. Open up to the Commissioner.
Thank you again. Good afternoon. This is a proven product of working relationship with Customs and the Department of Corrections. It's a joint effort, so I'm going to give it all to the credits to all the task force that actually made this possible. So to let the people know that we are still going after the people that are creating all these kind of inconveniences to our people in the community. It is a community concern. It is a concern that we take it seriously, and that's the reason why that I reopened our relationship again with the Department of Corrections and the Division of Customs and Biosecurity. It is a joint effort, so I want to let the people know that we will continue to do diligently on enforcing our laws, especially interdicting these kinds of dangerous drugs that will eventually end up in the community. And at the end, the people that's going to be affected are families, friends, and especially loved ones. So let the people know that we are doing everything we can to stop this kind of activities coming to our island. And it really ruins our reputation as the community of this Commonwealth.
Commissioner.
Just echoing both the Director and the Commissioner, it's that joint collaboration, right? It's this teamwork from day one. And we got task force officers who are assigned to DEA, HSI, DETF, and I also want to stress and thank each and every individual for their service and their commitment, their sacrifice to working together to find young men and women who contributed. Their actions today have undoubtedly saved lives, prevented harm, and disrupted criminal activities that seek to undermine the safety and well-being of our society. And for that, we are forever grateful. This is just the beginning, and we're going to continue this war and this fight. Thank you. We are grateful.
Yeah, and honestly, you, the media, we need you guys also to help us in this war. There's, drugs on war on ice. We want to do as much as possible, do an outreach, the community, because they are out there, they see, they hear, and them, receiving this message from you guys, that would help us a lot, So this is not, I am sure, this is not the end. It's still the rock of choice in the CNMI, and so it's not the end. That's why we're gonna meet again and try to figure out ways to battle against this dangerous drugs that's coming in. So I have nothing more to say. If you have any questions, Thomas.
Can you tell us a little bit more about seconds, and then yeah, just very resident.
All right, the package came from U.S., California, right? California, addressed to an individual here in Saipan, to the U.S. parcel post. I think that's not the U.S. post office, the UPS.
And it was addressed to a CNMI resident.
A CNMI resident, yeah.
And have we already made contact with this person who it was addressed to?
The case is still ongoing. It's still, I know I'm having this press and without making the arrest yet, but sometimes, I have to admit, it doesn't go our way. Okay, and so like I say, we try our best. I hate intercepting drugs without arresting the perpetrator, right? In this case, it's, like I say, it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Would you say, how would you characterize how ICE is entering the CNMI? Is it mostly through packages from California? Is it mostly through packages elsewhere? What does that situation look like? Are we manufacturing and capturing people who manufacture here? And this can be addressed to anybody. What is the situation we look at for drugs entering the CNMI?
Maybe for the ports of entry part, used to be from China, and now it's majority is from the U.S. mainland. Still, it's an Asian syndicates that's operating here, and not necessarily staying here, staying at the mainland. Asian countries, coordinating from there. In terms of there's any manufacturing, I don't know, Commissioner, if you have any information on that.
As far as in manufacturing, I have not heard anything, but I know CNMI is a hub between Asia to the outside, to Congress. But with the great work of the task force, they're able to intercept or interdict this dangerous drug. As far as how it gets here, there's only one way, and it's just through either mail or cargo. That doesn't. Like I said, as far as manufacture, I've never heard any of a clandestine lab here in the island.
Can we talk a bit about the composition of the task force? Could you remind us who's on it and how many members are on it and what their mission is?
Well, basically the task force is headed by the Department of Public Safety. So we have Customs and Biosecurity, we have the Department of Corrections, we have the ABTC that comprise this task force, and their main objective is to go against the war on drugs. But that is the main objective, is because we also have task force under the DEA. They work collaboratively with the DETF as far as in this matter is to interdict and intercept drugs that's coming into the Commonwealth.
Should we do anything about apprehending the users, or should it be that we apprehend the wholesalers? Who should we be targeting?
Hate to blame the users. They just came across it, got addicted to it, and they're using it. I think another department or another agency should focus on treating the users. Because it's not the users that's causing the demand, right? Or the supply. And so, if we treat the users, of course the supply or the demand would go down. Every way, every angle, it needs to be done. Treat the users, stop the drugs at the ports because it's cheaper to stop it at the ports, more easier. And whatever slips through the crack, the task force can take care of that. And I hope and pray that, the crack is not that big for, major stuff to be flowing through.
And I think that one of the other things that I think the user, it's gonna take time for it to come forward and says, I need help. You know, as long as the drugs comes into our island and they're using it, they will continue to avail. That's why that's the most potent drugs that they can avail to. And they'll commit crimes just so they can get these drugs. And this is one of the reasons why that crimes are being committed because it's drug related. So the people have to understand that if you have family members, friends that are addicted, you know, I think you should just do them one favor, and that's to commit them for treatment. Because the treatment is one effective way of just getting away from the drugs. But as long as nobody intervenes or that person does not commit itself to avail to any treatment that will prevent them from going back to being a user, you will continue on.
For Customs, can you just tell us since January how much meth oil has been intercepted?
Wow, lava lamb. It's almost 20 pounds, no? Crystal meth intercepted this year from January. The lava lamb itself is 10 pounds, but it almost 15 pounds less, more or less.
Including this, though.
Including this, yeah.
Any message to those who continue to try to import methamphetamine through our borders?
Any message to them? Well, we are now, these major law enforcement agencies and us, we are now working on, combining our efforts. That was absent in the previous. This is, again, we're just restarting and how to make it work. And so it's not a one agency work. It's multi-agencies work. And that's what we are gonna do now. The plan is for us to get together, work together. Let's remove what are the issues in the past that has caused the breakdown of the task force. Let's address it. Let's remove that. And if any officers is involved with that because of personality or what, then let's remove this officer. Anything that is going to impede the program, we're going to fix that because we want to be ahead against this the dealers. Unfortunately, some of these dealers they're not using, they're passing it to the locals, and it's our people that's getting affected. So I want to take it, with a passion to go after these people. I don't want to just intercept. I can intercept 100 pounds a week, a day, but if there's no arrest, it's fruitless. It's fruitless for me. So it's going to be a joint effort from here on.
And then you said the trend now is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Commissioner.
No, I just wanted to add, that it's that whole collaboration piece, right? From corrections, we're getting a lot of intel from a lot of the inmates who come in. So there's that huge piece to the puzzle. We have our TFOs who are actively engaged with our internal affairs. DOC is about rehabilitation, but it's also about accountability and enforcement. So we're going to continue to fight this fight. And we're going to continue to help the people who need that help to rehabilitate themselves. We're going to continue to work that two-pronged approach, but it's again enforcement and rehabilitation and having that difficult conversation with our family members or people that we know out there, right? Like Commissioner Manglona has pointed out, it's when that user, being able to have those conversations and hey, let's get some help. Let's make those difficult conversations. And we're seeing we're slowly starting to see a lot of that right now. Right? This teamwork right here is huge. We're going to continue to work together. I'm just very grateful to be part of this team.
And this is just us, the local agencies, but the other partners are the feds, HSI and DEA. They're all part of this, efforts to ensure that nothing like this would come in, especially the ports of entry.
Was DEA involved in this particular, did you have a heads up that this was coming in, or I'm sorry I was late, so maybe you explain all this.
No, there's no heads up. I mean, there's no intel on this. It's a cold case. It's during the customs inspection up at the airport cargo area. The officer was interested in inspecting a particular package. Opened the packet and with the routine search, started opening the capsules and discovering the crystal meth and also these packages. So that's how.
So those pills were stuffed with crystal meth? And what do they look like on the outside? Do they look like some other?
It's the Centrum once a day, men. You know that silver container? And then the Centrum container for vitamins for women. I mean,
those pills look like women's vitamins. That's what it's labeled.
Well, on the container, the bottle.
Oh,
Yeah, there's 2 bottles.
Were the dogs involved in? Can the dogs smell this? The canine?
The dogs can smell it, but they're not on. You have to be checking the post office. You have to be checking the airport passenger area. So those times that the flight is there. So the resources, the dogs were there, and at the same time, the officers were doing their part at the cargo area, and that's how this stuff.
So was this through Micronesian Air Cargo?
Micronesian Air Cargo, but it's through the United Parcel Service, UPS.
But all the mail, all that stuff, a lot of it comes over on the same plane, right?
Same thing.
Yeah.
I did want to ask about why you think there was a shift with previous origins from China and now it's California. Do you have some sort of explanation on why we might be seeing that shift? Anything change?
Again, I'm just hearing this in China. If you get caught, they'll hang you. So now it's all. I think it's cheaper also in the U.S. West Coast. What? It's $800 for a pound. So it's really affordable, And there's such thing as we call it the shotgun approach. $800 a pound. They can send in all directions, post office, FedEx, in every direction. So whatever slips through the crack, they'll make money. Whatever is intercepted, it's not even a loss for them. It's cheap.
How much cargo comes through the airport? What are your metrics there?
Okay, so we have officers stationed at the cargo area. In fact, because of this, we're going to try to add more. So every morning, the cargo Mac Air will come in, carrying their own. I'm not sure how many, but it's a lot. U.S. Mail, FedEx, they're the main carriers. So the officers would have to inspect all of them, review the manifest, and go over all the packages. And I think with this, it's mandatory inspect. We hate to be very intrusive in people's packages, but I think this is a message that open, better safe than sorry.
Does cargo get inspected along the way? Like if this came to California, went to Hawaii, probably went to Guam, then it came here. Does the inspection really happen at where it's delivered? Is that kind of
For us,
how?
for CNMI, yeah.
No, I wouldn't expect CNMI Customs to inspect cargo in Hawaii, but I'm just saying, do other agencies inspect?
I don't think so because it's domestic. For CBP, it's domestic, from the U.S. all the way Honolulu to here.
So did the person try and pick this cargo up, the person that was addressed to, or what happened?
Yes. But again, I don't not diving into more details because again the case is still we're still working on it. We're not going to release any more information on that.
You said May 14 was when it was discovered, right?
May 14, yeah.
Did they pick it up on the same day, May 14, or?
On the same day. It wasn't picked up there. It
Or
was
did they try to pick it up on
on another location.
another day?
So how does that work? You obviously saw that it was what it was, or you had some suspicions, and then did you put it back in the box so that you could see what happens next?
There's an SOP procedure that we're not going to release the real one out for.
But you give the person it's addressed to an opportunity to pick it up, so you can hopefully make an arrest. Is what I'm guessing.
We do it's called control delivery. Yeah. And of course the person will come and cut the package. But it's not just one or two people, doing the control delivery. It's a battalion. So, again, very good that we intercept this, but it would be better if we bring the person in so it can give us more who's involved. And really, based on our assessment and all of this, it's bigger than that person. So we're still working on it.
Can the community help in any way apprehend these individuals who are involved?
If this thing comes out on the media tomorrow, never reads it, and they'll probably call 911 and say, hey, I know, the people involved. See, these are and that's why, we're having this kind of a conference so that we can, it reach the community out there. They deserve to know what's going on. And at the same time, we hoping that they know something about it and report it in.
Do you have any idea how much comes through that you don't intercept? Are there when you make arrests, or you kind of know from law enforcement how much drug or supply is on the street? So, like, what do you think gets through?
Right. That's hard to tell what goes through, but if it's available out inland, then that means it went through. So again, we'll try our best at the ports to ensure that nothing goes through. But if it's slipped through the cracks, then that's why we have a task force to take care of that part. Knowing how much is going through, we have no clue.
Thank you so much.
Colonel Sablanga, any information?
On Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda, our regional coverage of the Northern Marianas, reporting what you need to know, asking the hard questions, and sharing your voice, your view on the issues that matter in good times and in challenging ones and in changing times. KUAM CNMI, keeping our community at the center because we are better together.